Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I am Reverend Tiffany Weiss, Sage Woman. I am pleased to be back on the airways live. The last several shows I have pre-recorded. I've recorded in the morning and then had put it up onto Ustream and YouTube to be viewed whenever you can watch it. Putting the shows in archives always is so convenient for everyone now with the schedules, whether you're at work or you're just busy, and it is so convenient to watch it at your own time. But I'm back live for those who do have the opportunity to watch the show live. Thank you. Welcome. And you do have the ability to chat if you're watching live. You go to Ustream, to the True Seconds Network channel, and there is a box on the right that says videos, social stream, or chat. If you click on the chat tab, it'll take you to chat, and you'll be able to see if I could type links in there. You can chat with others who are watching it live, or you can even communicate with me because I will see any of the messages. So really convenient, fun thing to do when you're watching it live. Or you're watching it in archives. I'm grateful still. You can just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. All right. So this show is brought to you by True Seconds Network. And just wanted to welcome everyone. And my goodness, a new month, June. Didn't think it would ever get here. Let me tell you though. How did we celebrate June in Southeast Connecticut? The first day of June yesterday, pretty much the same way today. It's cold and rainy. It's like 50 degrees. Some people have their heat on. It's just like, I'll just put some more clothes on. But it's so strange because Sunday it was very hot and humid, really close to, do we put the ACs in or we wait? And we knew that the rain was going to bring some cooler weather. We just didn't realize how much cooler. But it's okay. Let it level out. The heat will be here every day pretty soon. So, but not only do we have these beautiful June energies, we have full moon energies today. As a matter of fact, about an hour ago, the moon was at its fullest point. So, very, very powerful full moon energies. And it's the full moon that's in Sagittarius, but we're in the sun cycle of Gemini. All right, so the moon is in Sagittarius, the sun cycle is in Gemini. Let me read just a little bit. I got off of astrologywork.com of what this what the full moon energies means for us at this time. So the full moon of Sagittarius and Gemini highlights the issues of what do we really know, and is this knowledge worth anything in our daily lives? Gemini is all about the tidbits of information we all need to have just to get around. We all know how to operate a computer. We know how to get from one point to the next. We received an education that tells us about our society and what is expected of us and what is not. So, the Gemini energy is all about gathering and distributing information. The Sagittarius energy tries to make sense of all the information gathered. It tries to look in different directions and is looking for a wider perspective for all those details gathered in Gemini. Gemini without Sagittarius is a collection of mainstream mass media ideas and beliefs. Sagittarius without Gemini may have a beautiful view, but is unable to share it with anyone. We all know too much. We are being bombarded with more and more information. Yet few of us bother to take the time and put a perspective on all these words and all this information. It is as if our minds are like a computer's hard drive that has reached beyond its storage capacity. This full moon will be a wonderful time to let go of what we pride ourselves of knowing, allow some forgetfulness. It's good to be forgetful sometimes, right? Allow some forgetfulness and let a lot of what we are taught in school and assimilated from mass media to leave us and clear our minds. The full moon coincides with the beginning of a new Mercury cycle. It is time to allow yourself to let go of unnecessary trivia details that only slows the mind down. And let's allow a new perspective that concentrates on what is important to you personally right now. Okay? Neither Sagittarius nor Gemini are violent. Yet within this full moon, Mars is still hanging around, and around the world, the religion wars are still being fought. This full moon only makes the religious fight even more and more, and no side is willing to let go of their point of view. The sun and moon is a T-square with Neptune, serves to make the idolists of any kind of religion or any kind of belief even more idealistic and willing to fight for their religion. No one is willing to listen, but all of them are willing to preach. At the same time, Jupiter, Sagittarius ruler, is in harmonious aspects to both the sun and the moon. Jupiter does tend to take things out of proportion very fast. So in this full moon, you'll be carried away, you will see a larger perspective, and question everything. The question is, what will you contemplate? What does it mean to you? Don't try to stop the energies coming in. Just allow the tide to carry you into a new field of awareness. That's beautiful. And again, I got that from astrologywork.com. So that's what we have as far as the full moon energies. And everyone who watches the show knows that I also start off with numerology energies, which is very beautiful how it all fits together. Let's see how all of this just fits together. So we take the complete date, June 2nd, 2015. June, of course, 6th month. Today is 2, the 2nd. And those of you who've watched know that 2015 is an 8 vibration year. How did we get 8 from 2015? 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. We're adding the numbers to each other to get down to a single digit between 1 and 9. All right? So now let's add this all together. 6 plus 2 plus 8 equals 16. We still have to take that down to a single digit. 1 plus 6 is 7. So today is a 7 vibration. So the energy of today is it's a great day to meditate and getting in touch with your inner self. Today is about your own spiritual realizations, wisdom, and hope. You find comfort in being alone today. It is a good time to reflect over your most recent activities in order to observe the merits of your actions and see what you might need to change. But don't engage in self-criticism. It's not a good time to start new projects or activities. Okay, and a confrontation with a loved one is possible. Why is that? Because we just read about Mars. Okay, so you can see how the moon energies and the numerology, doesn't it go, it connects. It really does. It goes hand in hand with each other. So it's really good. So let's take care of spiritual work during this time. All right, and that's what the topic of this show today is about the moon energies, the full moon energies, and spiritual cleansing. All right, so it's really interesting because of the messages that I get, even from the crystal messages and the spirit power animal messages that I do every week. They all support the vibration and the message of the show. All right, for the week. So before we go on to the crystal message, I would like to also let you know about the weekly horoscopes on truepsychicsnetwork.com. If you go to the website and click on the horoscopes, you will see that the weekly horoscopes for this week was put out yesterday. It was channeled by Reverend Pamela Cummings, our musical psychic. And see what messages and see what energies are favorable for you this week. It's really fun. Each member of True Psychics Network are the ones that have the time and like to do this. We take turns each week and channel the messages. So it's, and again, see how that interlocks and goes with the messages of the full moon and even numerology, how they all support each other. It's very, very beautiful. Before we go on to the little reason why I was just a couple minutes late getting the show started was in getting the mail, and I was totally forgot that the new door opener is out now. Woo! This is June's the door opener magazine out of Connecticut, and they really highlight all of the it's Connecticut's leading resource for spirituality, holistic health, and metaphysics. But they really do cover a lot of New England too. This issue is packed full of some good stuff. And let me tell you, all right, I forgot I wrote an article for this because you have to write it like 3-4 months ahead of time. And so, as I was thumbing through looking for my article, I also found another True Psychic Network member who wrote, Jane Bartra Babbitt. Yay! Our alchemy hypnotherapist wrote an article. It's Disconnect Yourself for a Healthier, Happier Life. And her article's on page 6 of the door opener. Now, I'm not sure what page it is on the online version, but again, you'll be able to find, again, Jan Bartra Babbitt, her article, Disconnect Yourself for a Healthier, Happier Life. And then my article's on page 11. And what is your spiritual transition plan? That's my article. What is your spiritual transition plan? So we will post, there's Sin Lu and Graphio or myself. Sin Lu is the owner of True Psychics Network, and we do a lot of marketing and promoting, and we can put the links up to this a little bit later, directing you right to both Jan and I's articles, as well as in the TV and radio section in the back, page 80 in the magazine. It lists all the True Psychics Network radio shows and TV shows. Yay! And also with this issue is the 2015 Spiritual Guidance Directory. Guess who is in this directory? Those of us that are in the Northeast with True Psychics Network. So we have Serenity Grove Wellness Center with Reverend Heather DeLusso. We have Jan Bartra Babbitt is in here with Real Change Therapy. And then I'm in here as well, Reverend White Sage Woman, with my business, Goldylocks Temple of Healing. So this is a really good issue. I can't wait to read it later because it just came and I was like, going through it real quick to show you on the show. So this is really impressive. You're going to see, we're going to put this everywhere. And then another article. Yay! So it's, and it's really great because I didn't realize it kind of goes with today as well. I'm not going to read the article to you, but we will put the links, like I said, all over for you to be able to, whether on True Psychics Network and our social medias, on my personal website, we'll get it up there. All right. So now on with the messages. The crystal message for the week. Crystal message is smoky quartz. And smoky quartz is a stone of cleansing. It opens the window of perception and enhances learning. Wow, that's perfect. That's exactly the spiritual learning. This is what we're supposed to be going through, right? So it supports the energies. Now, the spirit power animal message. I have to tell you, the first animal that showed up was a parrot. Very beautiful, beautiful parrot. Then a parakeet flew in right beside it. And they have the very same and similar type of messages. It's the ability to change direction suddenly. All right? And this full moon, you're going to feel like that. Changing direction suddenly. Love, it's about love and trust. The assistance with goals within the community, the world, and beyond. About the energies of humanity. This is more of like a oneness type of vibration of feel that we're in. Okay, so it's very powerful time. Very powerful time indeed. And it's not just going to last today. You know, the full moon doesn't, oh, okay, these energies are going to last only on this day because the calendar says so. No. These energies can last for like 3 or 4 days still. And then it just eventually phases away and changes. We're always in that state of changing and transitioning. All right. Last evening, I had the pleasure of being on Reverend Tanya Terrell's radio show, quite unexpectedly. Her show, Metaphysical Monday, on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a True Psychics Network radio show. I'm the producer, so I do run the shows. I'm in the background. Tanya and I chatted for a few moments before the show, and she wanted me to come on and talk. And so I did. I came on and talked on her show. And as the earth is going through, and the earth is going through physical changes, so are we. Each of us are shifting and transforming to allow the higher vibrational energies that are available to all those that want to accept it and embrace it. All right? Because it's a choice. We can accept it, we don't have to. All right? So I highly encourage you to listen to Tanya's show last evening. So you have a lot of things to do. You have homework with this show. I want you to go listen to, after this show, go listen to Reverend Tanya Terrell's Metaphysical Monday show, the last show. Check out the Door Opener magazine online if you're not local to Connecticut, because you can buy this at a lot of metaphysical and spiritual stores. There's a lot of retailers. Again, or you can just go to the Door Opener, the website. I do believe is thedooropener.com. I know they do put it on here. Anyway, if you just Google the Door Opener magazine, it will come up. So it's very easy to find. Very easy to find. You have homework. But it's a great day for it, right? It's a great day to do all this energy, all this energetic spiritual cleansing. All right. So, just briefly, though, what Tanya and I had discussed is because we wanted to compare notes about how we have been feeling during these physical changes with the earth and even with us. And again, it's beyond earth. And a lot of us can feel not just earth changes, but everything that's happening and going on, even in the universe. People can feel what's going on with stars. It's beautiful. It's all up to what you're connected to, and there's no right way or wrong way. Okay, I think there's too many rules in life, and there isn't any rules in this oneness. It's just accepting it, embracing it, trusting it. All right. But probably in the last week now, I have been feeling very strange. I think it's last Monday. I've been feeling stranger than usual. Let me say that. I could tell at certain parts of my body, like my ears, definitely, the moisture, any kind of storms as far as that involves moisture. Rain, thunderstorms, even a hurricane, that kind of thing. It goes off and I can feel it. Some people may experience vertigo, some people the dizziness during these time frames. And also, though, I have a specific area in my body for earthquakes, and it's in my stomach. I'll cramp, and it's a different cramp than I have ever had. It's not my intestines cramping. It's not menstrual time. It's none of that. It's a very specific cramp. And so it started last week. That cramping started last week, and I was like, oh, here we go. So I'm having to be very gentle with myself, and I put out distant healing every day, but I had to also make sure that I'm putting it out in all directions for the earth, for the universe, for all beings that need it. All right, and I'm not the only one. I'm joining a lot of other healers that do the same thing. All right, and so I was laying on the couch in the fetal position, trying to just, okay, all right, guides, tell me what's going on here. And I started to get these visions of water, huge water coming in. And I was like, okay, I want some clarification of this water. And then Poseidon, yes, the Greek god of the seas, the ocean, had appeared, and it's not the first time. We've had communication before in the past. He's one of my guides, and we were talking, and he was telling me that, all right, there's a lot of under the water earthquakes and shifts and changing. It's happening. It's starting. It's things that had sunken are going to rise again. The same thing, though, certain islands or certain little inlets of land that had popped up is going to sink again. So deserts used to, at one time, some particular deserts used to be very fertile land, and it can return back that way. So it's there's going to be some changes. It's not to provoke fear and scare anyone. All right, it was just feeling and how to help everyone get through this. And that is to constantly, the healers hold this energy of balance and try to keep it through this whole time. And it's constant every day. This is what the challenge seems to be, finding the balance, right? So the show last night goes into a lot about that, but and about my experience, and this is how I had been feeling. And I trust my guides, and I was like, okay, if I get validation, I get validation. I don't really need it because I have such a strong relationship. And when I say guides, I'm talking about the angels. I'm talking about all beings that's for not only my highest and greatest, but for everyone's highest and greatest. Okay, all beings, all different type of beings I allow. What does that mean, Tiffany? It means even the ones that you're not aware of, even the ones that may scare you, whether they're the aliens. Come on, they're our ancestors. Please. Anyway, I'll say that for another show. So we get this information, and it's, can you share it? And then I always ask, can I share it, because I don't want to invoke panic or fear. And it's like, sure, everyone's going to know about it anyway. And sure enough, the validation, somebody I didn't even know on a social network messages me, I think me and several other people, with links to Associated Press to about how Japan had an 8.5 undersea volcano this past weekend. And then also off the coast of Alaska had one. So, and then even the latest was a couple days ago, I think, Oregon, off the coast of Oregon. Bam! We're having these underwater and being able to work through it and everything. It doesn't last long once I acknowledge it, once I get it, and it helps me to know where to direct the healings to. Healings to the oceans, to the places around those areas. And it just, you don't have to be very specific on where the destination needs to be. Just send it and it goes where it needs to. All right? So, because it knows where it needs to go. It's very beautiful. All right. So, what do we do to get through these times where we are feeling physical, maybe imbalances? And this is, how do we stay balanced during this time? I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest things is keep breathing. Deep breathing. Deep. Because with these energies, you're going to probably find that your muscles are suddenly cramping. Mine were getting tense. I'm not doing anything different. And it's different. It would move. It could be in my arm. And then it could be on my leg. It can be just different areas of muscle cramping. It doesn't last long. But it's, so it's like the tension. Our bodies pick up on the physical tension that's going on in the earth and beyond. And our bodies mirror that. Tense. And especially, though, if you're in a tense or stressful environment, that's just going to add to it, right? So it's constantly, okay, how do you get rid of this tension? How do we get to a very peaceful place with less stress? Deep breathing. A lot of people like to chant and have mantras. Do that in between these deep breaths. Whatever helps, but just do it. Deep breathing. Deep, like deep in your gut. Feel when you're taking the deep breath in, feel your stomach expand out. All right? As you're breathing in. It should expand out. You're going to hold it for a second or two. Then really release. Feeling your stomach go down. Until you feel deflated. All right? So, and do this several times. Yeah, sure, you may feel a little dizzy. You may feel like a little woo. It's working. It's doing really good. We need to do this until you feel any tension anywhere in your body go out with that exhale. Keep doing that until each of the tension that you feel is gone. And you'll be surprised. You may sit there for a half hour doing deep breathing. That's fine. It's exactly what we need. All right, now, here's just a little caution. If you cannot get your stomach to extend out, I want you to go see a doctor. Just in case it could be hiatal hernia. That's one of the little symptoms there. If you cannot take, if your stomach does not rise when you're taking deep breaths, all right, just go make sure that you do not have, let's eliminate that, hiatal hernia. Drink lots of water. Hydrate yourself. It's no joke. I know you hear it. But that is the number one health issue. I'm telling you. We are a dehydrated society. My dog seconds that. Anyway, stay hydrated, deep breathing. So, shallow breathing and muscle tension is our only true lack of flow in life. Not money. Our emotional energy is the currency of life. You know that? This is what we should be concentrating on. People are concentrating about the flow of money. How about the flow of breath that's going through your body? All right? How about your emotional energy? Are you taking care of what you need to take care of? Are you having that spiritual cleansing? All right? Now, those with diseases, those who are diagnosed with diseases, guess what? They have shallow breathing, or they are shallow breathers. They take shallow breaths. When you're in pain, you may want to, because it hurts to breathe. We have to work through that. Take the deep breaths. We can't live with the shallow breathing. We must take these deep, deep breaths. Why is that? Why is that, Tiffany? Why do we have to deep breathe? I'm going to go into that. Let me get a sip of my water. Now we're going to go into the physical health part of deep breathing. Dr. Otto Warburg's, Warburgs, W-A-R-B-U-R-G-S, is a Nobel Prize winner, and he has his Nobel Prize winning theory on cancer. In 1931, Dr. Warburg proved that whenever any cell is denied 60% of its oxygen requirements, it can become cancerous. Cancer has countless secondary causes, but only one prime cause, which is the cell switching from aerobic, which is oxygen based. Think about the aerobics. Whoa, what are you doing? You're deep breathing. You're getting that oxygen flowing. All right. So it is from cell switching from aerobic or oxygen based to anaerobic, which is fermentation based metabolism. All normal cells meet their energy needs by oxygen-based metabolism, whereas cancer cells meet their energy needs in great part by fermentation of sugar. It will survive any way that it needs to. And shallow breathers, this is how their cells are getting oxygen. And unfortunately, it's how you're feeding the cancerous cells. All right, the fermentation of sugar. We are no longer in our mother's wombs. We don't have an umbilical cord. But the body adapts one way or another. Is it going to adapt for good, or is it going to adapt in another way? All right, is it going to adapt in the way of disease? There's also been a lot of, with everything going on, all the physical changes and everyone also on energetically, psychically, you're going to see things, hear things, experience things. My dogs have been set off a lot lately. I notice they're staring off and looking at what's this, what's that. Pay attention to little kids and your animals and see how they're acting. And we all are going to feel off because it's affecting, okay, the magnetic field. So we can feel a little off, but we just have to rebalance. It's like a recalibration every day. Recalibrate. Sometimes several times within a day, and that's all right. Recalibrate. Do what you need to do to stay balanced. All right, so back to the oxygen. What's the causes of a lack of oxygenation? What happens if you don't get enough oxygen? You get chronic inflammation, buildup of carcinogens and other toxins within and around the cells, which blocks and then damages the cellular oxygen respiration mechanism. Clumping up of red blood cells slows down the bloodstream and restricts flow into the capillaries. Bad circulation. How about the lack of proper building blocks for cell membranes? That's a lot of destruction there. So you can see how important deep breathing is. Well, you can hear, drink lots of water, take deep breaths. Yeah. It's not a cliche. These are actual tools for survival. These are tools to get rid of, and you can reverse a lot of diseases. I do not believe in, and here you go, it's the belief. It's What do you want to do? Are you willing to shift your will and your intention, and to know, I don't want this in me, and this disease anymore, and I'm going to heal. All right. Don't ever let anyone tell you you have a specific time left. Don't let anyone try to tell you what's going on within you. We need to educate ourselves. And the first thing is listen. Listen to yourself. I'm not talking just educating, like, oh, and then go on WebMD. You're reading someone else's opinion or scientific facts. Yeah, okay, they just majority rules there. Hello, I'm sorry. My body falls in that always. This is why I stay away from medication a lot, because I'm that 2-3% that has a different reaction to things. Yeah, you can be too. And I know many of you do. Go, yeah, whatever. My body's not in this pamphlet. I wasn't a part of this test. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So this is why we have to empower ourselves and take hold of our own healing. All right, our own healing process, and that includes the maintenance, the daily maintenance. All right. So what I think is really great is I am in an herbal class. I'm continuing on with herbal education. There's certain steps and certain certifications to go through. And so my herbalist teacher has a pleasure prescription. He goes, this is the only prescription herbalists write. It's the pleasure prescription. I like it. Here it is. So you make a list of 10 things that bring you physical pleasure. Make a list. Sit down. Make a list of 10 things that bring you physical pleasure. Plan time to do at least one of these every single day. Don't make excuses. Creating pleasure makes you more productive throughout the rest of your day. And then throughout, your week, your month, and etc. You start to feel much better. So it's funny how sometimes people freeze when you ask them, well, what do you like to do for fun, for pleasure? There's a hesitation. They have to actually stop and think about it. So it's, all right, so I'll give you some ideas in case you can't sit down and write your list of 10 things that bring you physical pleasure. And this is pleasure with harm to no one else. All right? It doesn't harm anyone else. How about taking a warm bath or soaking in a hot tub? How about crafts or hobbies? Do you have a skill? Getting a massage. It's always nice. Cuddling. Whether, with any being, with another human being, with your pets. Your pets, it releases those same type of, what they call endorphins, or it releases the same pleasure type of reaction that happens with cuddling. It's very beautiful. So cuddling, walking barefoot in the grass or in the sand at the beach. The bottoms of our feet are very sensitive, and it's the map the rest of our body too. Reflexology, other than just getting a massage, and make sure you include your feet. A specific reflexology focuses on the feet. Okay, and let me tell you, you could just have your feet rubbed and your whole body will feel it. Reflexology, very, very nice. Try it. All right, listening to beautiful, calming, and relaxing music. Playing a fun game or sport. Fun. Now, if you're the kind of person that's really competitive, that might not be a good option for you. I mean, if it gets you upset competitive. Again, the whole thing is to try to blow off steam and to have fun, not create more stress. Gardening, that always works for me. Gardening, going out there, and as a matter of fact, that's what I got used to doing, is going out there in the garden, and in the last couple of days, there's been rain, so it's okay. It's time to come inside and take care of some inside stuff too. So it's all good. It's all very, very good. All right. Savoring a delicious treat. Doesn't mean gorging on it now. Just enjoying, right? A little bit of it and no into. Now, this can also be, and I know some people are going to probably get upset at me, but it's always in moderation. Moderation with treats. Moderation in an alcoholic beverage. Maybe some people like to have a shot of something at nighttime. And they know just how much to have. They don't overdo it. Okay, because we can take any pleasurable thing and overdo it, and it's not pleasurable anymore. You can stay in a tub too long. You can be too waterlogged, right? Anyway, any of these things can become unpleasurable if you take it from one extreme to the next. Moderation always. Okay. Of course, what's also on this list is making love, or anything else that engages your body and your senses in a pleasurable way. All right, so there's some ideas for you. Hopefully that's got everything flowing, and you can write your list of 10 things that brings you pleasure, physical pleasure, and do one of them at least every day. And change it up. Doesn't have to be the same one every day. You can change it up a little bit. It'd be fun. All right, now, another sip of water. Let's talk about the thymus gland. The thymus gland. How many of you know where your thymus gland is? Your thymus gland regulates immunity. It's located in the center of your chest. The heart chakra. Interestingly, it's where we point when we say me, you. Isn't that interesting? We go right to the center of the chest. We go right to the thymus gland. It is very likely the heart protection that's talked about in Chinese medicine. All right. So thymus energy now. The central ability of the immune system is the ability to distinguish self from not self. Very important here. The central ability of this immune system is the ability to distinguish self from not self. This is my energy. This is not my energy. And this is why it's very important for that thymus health. All right? To understand the thymus energy. Energetically, this is the sense of I am and self-esteem. Comes from that thymus, all right, area, the sacred heart center, I call it. Your heart chakra. Low self-esteem and low immunity are related. I'm going to repeat that. Low self-esteem and low immunity are related. How can our immune system stand up and protect us when we don't believe we're worth protecting? Let that sink in. That's pretty deep, isn't it? You can sit there and smile and paint this picture to the rest of the world, but your body knows how you feel. So how can our immune system stand up and protect us when we don't believe we're worth protecting? When you don't love yourself. Thymus, it's all in that area. All right? So how about let's stimulate this thymus energy? How can we do that? So immunity and self-esteem are increased with hugs, pats on the back, sincere compliments, thymus thumping, or the EFT, the tapping, they call that. Reset, sometimes it's like, oh, okay. With some deep breaths. I've heard that if you combine, I think it's like 3 short but deep breaths with the thymus thumping, that's like a reset. Okay. Now, this same type of thymus energy is damaged by, what do you think it's damaged by? It's damaged by criticism, verbal attacks, emotional daggers. Feeling other people's energy, right? Negative energy. So be careful. Those that need to vent, be careful when you're venting. You got to put yourself in a timeout so that you don't hurt others with your verbal attacks. I personally, my mouth starts to go. I mean, you know, I will take myself away. I'll put myself in timeout. I will be antisocial. I upset friends when I do this because it could be a day or two, or they're, oh, you're not talking to me, or I'm not talking to anybody, because trust me, right now I will spit the truth out so much that it hurts, but it also has an edge to it, and I don't want to do that. There's a way to deliver the truth. You can try to deliver it as soft as you want to, but the blow is up to the individual receiving it, okay? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you're just venting and saying things that maybe aren't even very nice, all right? But you're getting it off your chest. Some people cannot do that. Now, if you have a friend that it's like, hey, I'm here, vent, I won't take it personal, that's great. But if you're the kind of person that takes everything personal, you don't want to be around someone venting. And it's the same thing is no, honestly, the people that you're around, and if someone is very super sensitive and they just can't, no, I'm taking it. I understand you're venting, and here's the thing, is they can even say, I understand you're venting and you can do that, but it hurts. It still hurts. So I don't want to do that as a healer. I don't even want friends who say, I'm here to vent. Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter. Because you could be having a bad day. You won't tell me you're having a bad day, and I'm adding to it. I'm not doing that. I'll just put myself in timeout. So, because we really do have to be careful with that. All right? So let's increase this thymus energy. Hugs, pats on the back, sincere compliments. Self-love, telling ourselves that we are worthy. We don't have to hear it from others. We can tell ourselves that too. It's nice to hear it from others, but don't depend on that. All right, now let's talk about anger and immunity. The emotional equivalent of immunity is anger. You heard me right. The anger is not always bad. Listen, the emotional equivalent of immunity is anger, which allows us to protect and defend ourselves. Suppressing anger can reduce immune activity. It's very dangerous to suppress it. People with autoimmune diseases and cancer typically have issues with suppressed anger. Think about people that you know. They definitely are the ones that will sit there and smile and say everything's okay, and it's not. My mother, I watched her battle that cancer 3 times. Absolutely guilty of it. I knew she was not taking care of it. She wasn't taking care of her anger. And it's okay to express that. Journal it. Your anger, you're upset. Vent. You need to do that. Just be careful where you do that, like I said before. But it helps you. You can't hold it in. It's like acid. And all the acid does is destroy the container. All right? People who suppress anger have a hard time saying no. They have a hard time saying no to things that won't work out for them, that won't work for them or work in their favor. They need to learn to set healthy boundaries. They also have they want to be liked by everyone too, and that's another thing. Here you go, that self-esteem, right? Self-esteem. Low self-esteem. So we know how to emotionally build up the thymus energy with all these balanced, all right, positive injections. Because if you are being overrun, or you feel like there's more negativity going on in that that thymus area in your Sacred Heart Center, then you have to inject what? Some positiveness to make it balanced. Balance is the key to everything here. All right. Same thing though is when you get so positive, you put blinders and you don't want to accept anything else. And it throws you off balance into a more positive. You become blinded by the light. And you have to inject a little bit of negativity in there to bring it back to balance. This is why we need negative and positive. It's all part of the whole. Balance. Keeping everything balanced. All right? So that's how we emotionally and energetically feed the thymus and the immune system. How about now physically building the immune system? Of course, we know to eat a natural diet free of processed chemical-laden foods such as refined sugars. Refined sugars. All right, not all sugar is bad. There's unrefined sugars. There's unprocessed sugars. Again, moderation a little bit. Refined sugars are bad. Bleached white flour, processed vegetable oils, shortening, and margarine. All right. Eat fermented foods and take probiotics. You can eat 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables daily and supplement your antioxidants. Now, I only eat 1 time a day, and I do not sit down and eat in one setting 5 to 7 servings. What do I do to do that? To take care of the nutrients that I need. I actually do take a vegan green vegetable shake. I will drink that to help get those vegetable nutrients in me, and it does have some fruit as well. So you have to supplement if you're not going to eat like that. I've never been a 3 meal a day type of eater. Maybe snack a little bit, and then I'm more of I eat dinner. You know, I'll snack during the day. I mean, I'll have yogurt and some fruit and, you know, and some chocolate. I'm being honest. Some chocolate, just a little bit. Water. And you can put a little lemon juice in the water, put a little bit of the apple cider vinegar. Help cleanse yourself on a daily basis. And practice basic sanitation. Oh, most people don't even wash their hands right. They don't even wash their hands. This is a majority of how people get sick. Wash hands with natural soap and water. Avoid use of toxic chemicals in the home. Cleaners, anything. Just home and garden. Think about this. And you can use essential oils as natural disinfectants. Natural essential oils such as tea tree oil, thyme oil, pine oil. You think they got the pine saw, right? But pine oil, eucalyptus, lemon oil. Lemon. How maybe just cut a slice of lemon. You know, it's so useful. There's so many different things you can do with the lemon, right? You cut up several slices, put some aside so that you can put slices in your drink, in your water. You know, take 1 slice and squeeze it on the counter. Disinfect your counter. You know, squeeze it, put it in maybe if you have a water and soap solution, just to mop the floor, to clean the tub, just anything. Think about that. One big thing during flu and cold season I like to do is, how many of us forget to wash the doorknobs? If people coming and going, and if they're sick, they don't wash their hands, wipe their nose on their hands, and touch the door. Right, they cough in their hands. So I like to take just a little spray bottle, all right, put some water in there, and it depends on the size of the bottle, because you got to be careful. Tea tree oil is very strong. You only need one, maybe two. If it's a bigger bottle, like a 4-ounce bottle, you could do two drops of tea tree. But be very careful with how many drops of tea tree oil. It's very powerful. All right. So then I would take this mixture of tea tree oil and water, shake it up, and then go and spray all the doorknobs. Wipe them off. Wipe them off. You just disinfected your doorknobs where everyone touch. Your refrigerator handle. Think about something that everyone touches. All right, not just the members in your home, but your company. And so with these natural essential oils, they are very powerful disinfectants. And I do absolutely use these, and I can tell you it really works. On my website, whitesagewoman.com, you can go to, I am a independent distributor for Nature's Sunshine, and they just released an increased line of the essential oils. They reworked their essential oils, so they have of course all of these that I just went through, and they also have some nice blends as well. So you can check all that out on my website. I have specific page for essential oils, so check it out. There's tea tree oil, thyme, pine, eucalyptus, and lemon. And we also have, with Nature's Sunshine, they have the oil diffuser. It's like a little ball, and it has like a little card on it, and you put some oils on it and then plug it in, and it's beautiful. It's very strong. You can smell it. It's great. Eucalyptus and pine to open up, your nasal passages. If you are stopped up and you can't breathe, lemon is very nice. Lemon and orange oils, the citrus oils, are very nice as well. So play around with that. They're really fun, and there's a reason why they're very effective, whether it's in disinfecting and also in the healing process. So, all right, I see that we are at our time now, the end of the show. I hope you have enjoyed the show. If there is any topics that you would like, please email me, message me, let me know. And I appreciate all those that do. I've been getting a lot of feedback lately, those that are enjoying the shows. And, I just go with the flow. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to talk about until the morning of, or sometimes even during the show I can say something that someone else needed to hear, and that the guides know exactly what messages need to be delivered. So thank you everyone for sitting in this sacred circle. No matter if you're watching it live, archived, the circle's already created, and you're joining the beautiful energy, and you're receiving healing in the process. So let's go back now out into the world and give back out that healing. It's beautiful. Two-way street of giving and receiving. All right, it's part of the whole, part of the one. So thank you everyone. Have a beautiful week, and we'll be back live next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Many blessings to each and every one of you.